In the wake of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the U.S. government commenced a major study to measure the effects of nuclear fallout on the human body. The conspiracy was the government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing. As it turns out, the government was stealing parts of dead bodies. Because they needed young tissue, they recruited a worldwide network of agents to find recently deceased babies and children, and then take samples and even limbs, each collected without notification or permission of the more than 1,500 grieving families. During Prohibition, a conspiracy theory circled that the government poisoned alcohol to keep people from drinking. As insane as it sounds, manufacturers of industrial alcohol had been mixing their product with dangerous chemicals for years prior to Prohibition. But between 1926 and 1933, the federal government pushed manufacturers to use stronger poisons to discourage bootleggers from turning the alcohol into moonshine. That didn't stop the bootleggers or their customers, and by the end of Prohibition, more than 10,000 Americans had been killed by tainted booze. Much of the illegal booze was sold in infamous night spots called speakeasies, so called from the practice of speaking quietly about such a place in public, or when inside it, so as not to alert the police and neighbors. A conspiracy theory explaining how a stroke rendered United States President Woodrow Wilson incapable of governing, and his wife surreptitiously stepped in. The truth was, Wilson did suffer a debilitating stroke towards the end of his presidency, but the government felt it was in the country's best interest to keep things quiet. The public didn't learn about the stroke for months, during which time his wife, Edith Wilson, was making most executive decisions. Despite Mrs. Wilson claiming that she acted only as a steward, historians who have analyzed the Wilson term in office confirm that for well over a year, Mrs. Wilson was effectively president. Quite a famous conspiracy, the CIA was testing LSD and other hallucinogenic drugs on Americans in a top-secret experiment on behavior modification. The theory was correct. The program was known as MK-Ultra, and it was real. The program focused on experiments such as mind control and even conducting psychic tests. The CIA started by using volunteers. The novelist Ken Kesey was one notable subject. But the program heads soon began dosing people without their knowledge. MK-Ultra left many victims permanently mentally disabled. This theory is the Dalai Lama is a CIA agent. Perhaps the reason the Dalai Lama is smiling in all those photos has something to do with the six-figure salary he pulled down from the US government during the 1960s. According to declassified intelligence documents, he earned $180,000 in connection with the CIA's funding of the Tibetan resistance to the tune of $1.7 million per year. The idea was to disrupt and hamper China's infrastructure. Sorry the video was short. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please click the like button. If you enjoy the channel, please subscribe. Click the notification bell to never miss a video. I will be posting more frequently now, because I enjoy making these videos. See ya.